Amanda with Straightsmile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. And yeah, for sure, the way I would treat my and did treat my own kids is different than how I would treat patients in an office. Why? Because I'm not going to get sued working on my own kids. There's a lot of things I know are true, but I'm not allowed to say because the research doesn't catch up with what I know is true and what I've seen. So definitely there's a lot of, I have these conversations all the time where doctors were really like, hey, I have my grandkids, I have my kids, I have my niece and nephew, I want to try some different things than I would normally do. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So what are some of the examples? Well, for example, I've told you guys before, if you start on biotrainers at age 2 or 3, you're probably not going to need to do Invisalign braces on your kid. That's just how it is. If you start on biotrainers, have a proper diet, have a proper posture. If you haven't taken Dr. Simon Wong's class, he is a strategic partner of mine. I have some of his classes on my website. He's an amazing guy. We've lectured together before. He is part of the, I would say he's part of the whole orthotropics mewing team. Obviously, the late great Dr. John Mew has passed, unfortunately, and his son Mike is taking over. But there's everything they say is legit. It might be a little bit funky for society, but they're not wrong. I watched that movie. They're not wrong at all. It's just maybe a little too out there for society right now. But if you think 40, 50 years ago, stuff that we're doing now, we would have thought was nuts in the 70s and 80s. So I honestly think the Wongs, Simon, Kien, the Mews, they're like just a generation ahead of their time. So do I think you should learn about this? Absolutely. Do I think you should do it on every single patient in your office? Absolutely not. So not yet. But you can do it on your own kids. So that is what I think is cool. There's so much stuff that's out there that you can do. And it's just so healthy and wonderful. And it just makes great outcomes and so much less hassle. Also, another idea, if you've got a kid that's at least 8 or 9 and you've already fixed all the major bite issues on the patient, the deep bite issues, the transverse issues, and this is just going to be an easy finish and go. Maybe you need to do some 2x4s with Invisalign first. Maybe you just need to do some finishing later once all the teeth come in and the 7s and second molars come in. And you're like, hey, well, they're 8 or 9 now. I'm pretty sure I could finish phase 1 and phase 2 in 5 years. Well, heck yeah, do the Invisalign comprehensive. Phase 1, phase 2, all in one. One lab fee, but 2 cases all in one. You can do this on your own kids. They don't care. Invisalign doesn't care. You just have to finish in 5 years. Yeah, they're going to lose a little money on that case, but right now it's allowed. So now if a tooth comes in slowly and you don't finish within the 5 years, that's not their fault. That's your risk. If you have to pay for another lab fee, that's the gamble you take. So no, I would not do this on anyone that wasn't my own kid, because first of all, it might get a little messy if you're billing insurance. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Lab fees really doesn't factor into the insurance, but it might get a little messy if you build them twice and you had one lab fee if they found out. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it's unethical. It's actually smart. You might want to read Invisalign's terms of service. I don't know if that's even allowed. I mean, everyone does it, but I'm putting it out there. So I did not say I did it. So I just know lots of people that are. I think you're smart if you can pull this off. But yeah, no, it doesn't extrapolate into regular patients who are going to pay twice and or use insurance. I've definitely done this as a long comprehensive, and I tell the parents, hey, this really should be phase 1 and phase 2. We're just going to bill you for long comprehensives, which is one lab fee, but we're kind of doing 2 cases in one. That's just really good, nice treatment to your patient. And you're just going to earn a lot of loyalty for doing that. That's good stuff. But if you're going to bill them twice, yeah, it's a little bit messier, but people do it. All right. Thanks so much. That's going to save you a $1,300 lab fee if you do that. Bye.